Okay, so we got a lot of good information out of this chapter, and there's a shit ton I want to talk about. But before we even go over any of that, can I just say something that I know we're all thinking after reading this chapter? Fuck Mayor, fuck the country, fuck the people, fuck all of them. Grisha'S sister did not deserve what the fuck they did to her in this chapter. Fuck them, she was a little girl. Okay, so this chapter is basically us just getting Grisha'S backstory and seeing his childhood. And if you don't know, Grisha is Aaron's father, that's his name. Anyway, we got to see him as a kid, and can I just say, after reading this chapter, I instantly forgave him. I blamed him for a lot of bullshit that's happened in this series, because he did cause a lot of bullshit. But at the same time, after reading this chapter, I instantly forgave him, because he went through some shit. And I can understand why he did all the shit he did. Like, the guy's sister was killed. Like, the two of them just wanted to see a fucking blimp when they were kids. They wanted to see a land, it was flying through their city. They left their city limits in order to go watch a land. Got caught by some guards, and fucking Grisha got his ass kicked by one guard for taking the blame for his sister. And then when the other guard was supposed to take his sister home, he fucking killed her and left her at a fucking riverbed to die. Like, left her dead body just sitting there. And then had the fucking audacity to come to his house and yell at his dad and mom for not raising him and his sister right. You're just looking left and right because his dad actually agrees with him and fucking cowers behind him like a little pussy, and you're just like, what the fuck? This is some fucking bullshit. Fucking Grisha is calling his dad out on the bullshit. And his dad's like, no, listen, shut the fuck up. I don't want to die because of your bullshit. And you're just like, fuck you. You're a fucking horrible father. What the fuck? Seriously, fucking nominate that guy for a worst father of the year. And then his dad does exactly what the fucking guards tell him to do, and then has to re-educate Grisha on the reason why his people, the people of Elotus, are being fucking oppressed right now. And that is like, over 1800 years ago, some girl made a pact with the devil in order to gain the power to turn to a Titan. And actually what's kind of interesting is, in the picture they show for this, the girl is actually being given a fruit by the devil. So I'm not sure if that's like a reference to One Piece or not, you know, devil, fruit, given abilities. It's kind of right there in your face, even if it's not a reference, it's so obvious that it is. But anyway, yeah, so she gets the power to turn to a Titan, gives it to 8 other people, and then the 9 of them just go to fucking Mare, go to the country, and take over the land and start oppressing the people. And then after a few years, the people of Mare rise up, take control of 7 of the Titans somehow, and then use that power to take control of their country back. And then out of anger and out of spite, they just start oppressing the people of Elotus instead. And it turns out all that is bullshit, and we don't find out until later after Grisha becomes an adult. So yeah, that's the story that the people of Mare tell the people of Elotus in order to keep them in check. Which, surprise surprise, is all fucking bullshit. No, the true story, which we find out later after Grisha ends up joining a resistance group against the people of Mare when he's an adult. The true story is that same story with the girl becoming the first Titan and spreading her power throughout 8 other people. Yeah, it turns out the Titans actually used their power to help the people of Mare build up their country, build up the cities, build roads for them. And then the people of Mare got fucking money hungry and fucking power hungry, took over 7 of the Titans somehow, still unexplained how, and then went to war with the remaining 2 in the kingdom of Elotus. And then the war lasted 80 years, and then the newest king, like near the end of the war, said, fuck it, I'm not fighting anymore. And then fucking fled to an island and built 3 walls around himself. And that's where, it turns out that's where the entire Attack on Titan series takes place, on that island that he fled to. And then when he basically kept the people of Mare from invading him for a while, by telling them, hey, all these walls that are built around me, they're all layered with fucking Titans, so you can try to attack me if you want. But you only have 7 Titans at your disposal. I got fucking hundreds. And then we find out all this information from 2 sources. We find out it's all bullshit from both a source inside Mare, which is feeding the resistance information, and then we meet up with a girl who's part of the royal family that actually escaped to the country that the Attack on Titan series takes place in. Anyway, her and Grisha end up getting like together and then end up having a kid. And that kid turns out to be Zeke, that fucking ape Titan. A little later in their life after they have Zeke, the fucking people of Mare come to them and say, hey, we're getting death threats from the fucking king that fled. He said he's going to come back and take over the country. So what we're going to do is we're going to take kids between the ages of 7 and 10. We're going to train them, and then we're going to get them the power of Titans in order to fight back against them. Which, obviously, still bullshit, still propaganda that they're pulling up to keep control over the people of Elotus. What we find out from their mole inside Mare is that the reason why they're invading, or the reason why they're going to war with the kingdom and trying to build up their own Titans, is because they're running out of resources, so they're trying to invade the fucking island where the king fled to in order to get all his resources. So fucking Grisha has the bright idea that, alright, well, they want fucking child soldiers. We have a kid. Let's raise our kid up to be a soldier for them, and then we can have him on the inside to take them down. And fucking, of course, it backfires. And you know what? It turns out sending a young, impressionable kid to become a child soldier wasn't Grisha'S best idea, because Zeke comes back. Oh yeah, he comes back and blows the whistle on their entire fucking operation. Not only that, he actually sends his own parents to fucking jail. He sends the guards on them. And in this fucking fucked up country, jail is basically getting turned into a mindless town and sent to the fucking island that the king fled to, and trying to keep them from escaping those fucking walls. So yeah, all those Titans that we've seen them fight throughout the entire series, those were just people from Elotus being sent there. And it's all fucked up. Zeke's a little fucked up little piece of shit. And that's pretty much all that was in this chapter. Now, we did get a lot of good information, like we got Grisha'S backstory, we got fucking Zeke's backstory, we got the origin of the Titans. Oh, speaking of that, remember that girl I was talking about who was the first Titan shifter, who made a pact with the devil apparently? Yeah, guess what her name was? Ymir. Fucking Ymir. Now, they didn't come out and say in this chapter that this is the same Ymir that we saw earlier in the series, but it can't be a coincidence. There's no way it's that big of a coincidence that the first Titan shifter is named Ymir, and then we got a character later on in the series, or later on in the timeline, named Ymir, who's a Titan shifter, who didn't remember her own past. There's no way it's that big of a fucking coincidence. Now, unless it was a fucking translation error, or the author just forgot he already named the character Ymir and fucked up, there's no way this is a fucking coincidence. There's a big possibility that the Ymir that we found, or that we were following for a while, is the same fucking beginning Titan. Because, I mean, she is old. She did confirm that she's at least 80 years old, so it's not fucking that big of a stretch. But anyway, that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. Comment down below what you thought of the chapter. And that's about it. I'll catch you guys later.